Supervisor visits. Each area will have a supervising CNA with 2 years of experience or more. The supervising CNA will do an on-site evaluation of your care every 6 months. These on-site evaluations will also play a part in your annual performance evaluations each December with the office manager. Service plan maintenance. If there are any discrepancy in the client's care plan, please notify the office and changes can be made. The service plan is formally reviewed every 6 months. However, we rely on our employees to keep us updated on any changes. So if your client's conditions change, anything like that, let us know. Also, if there's any discrepancy in the care plan, please notify the office manager and changes can be made. Alright, so in services and continuing education opportunities, we have a total of 5 to 6 courses, trainings, that you need to complete upon hire and annually every January. We also have staff meetings where we will cover training topics. A staff meeting and in-services are mandatory, so we'll let you know when those are, but prior arrangements do need to be made and makeup work does need to be done if you're going to miss a mandatory staff meeting or an in-service training. All employees are required to have a valid CPR and first aid certification. If you do not have a valid CPR or first aid certification, we will pay for you to take a CPR and first aid course through AACA. It's an online course. This course can be completed prior to work. This course must be completed prior to working with clients. So if you don't have this done, please get with Sue or get with the office manager or scheduler. Get that username and password right away so that you can make sure you get your CPR and first aid courses taken care of right away. Also, abuse policy and reporting. If you suspect a client is being abused, neglected, or abandoned by a family, please notify the office manager immediately. If you yourself have been abused by a client, notify the office manager immediately. You do not deserve to be treated unfairly or inappropriately. If there's any sexual or physical violence by a client towards you, please notify the office manager immediately. Or if you notice anything unusual in the home. But for your protection, please communicate that back to the office so that we can document that and address any concerns. We talked a little bit already about the dress code, image, and conduct. Please comply with this policy. Please keep in mind when you're dressing for each shift, scrubs are not required attire, but they are highly recommended. Please cover all tattoos, take out any facial piercings, and remove any offensive articles of clothing. Pretty common sense things. Payroll and care plans. So paydays are on the 10th and the 25th of each month. The pay period is the 1st through the 15th of the month, and then the 16th through the end of the month. Senior care only uses direct deposit, so you must have a bank account in order to get paid, but those are the paydays, the 10th and the 25th. Should those fall on a weekend, you'll get paid most likely, like for example, if it falls on a Sunday, you'll most likely get paid that Friday. But paydays are normally on the 10th and 25th of every month. Organization of client records. All client records are to be kept in the home in the care binder. They're usually in a blue binder. Those need to be in the home. You do not take them out of the home when you leave. You leave them in the home. Please keep the care plans in the client's home until the end of the pay period. If you are required, and we'll tell you if you are, but if you are required to turn in some documentation like faxing something to us every pay period, you can take them out of the home, fax it to us, but then the originals need to go back into the client's home. And we'll let you know if that's the case. Most people do not need to take anything out of the client's home, as we'll talk about here in just a minute. Progress notes. Each client's care binder, that blue binder I just talked about, has progress notes in the back. These progress notes are a record of any information that would be helpful for the family or for other caregivers to know about for that client. If something serious happens with the client, record it in the progress notes and also contact the office. But if you're changing shifts and the next caregiver needs to know what happened during your shift, this is a great place to note that. If the family wants to know, hey, Dad had a really hard day today, couldn't remember his name, or whatever might be applicable or you think would be good for the family or other caregivers to know, that's a great place to note that is in the progress notes in the binder. here's an important one: requesting time off and scheduling. If you need any changes to your assigned schedule, such as a vacation, please notify in writing, that's important, as far in advance as possible, but not less than 2 weeks in advance. We do not grant any long-term vacations. If you submit it, within 2 or 3 days before, we're going to say no, it's not approved. So the further in advance that you can do it, the better. Hopefully as you start working now, you don't have any major vacations right away, but down the road, time off requests can be submitted using the time off request form. That form can be filled out on the employee portal. The employee portal, if you go to our website, the website again is trustseniorcare.com, and then at the bottom, if you scroll down to the bottom of the website, there's something called employee login. You click on that and you can type in the password. The password is employee101. That's the password, employee101. So that's how you get in. Once you're in, you can actually fill out your time off request, click submit, and it'll go straight to the office. You don't have to print anything off or anything. So please make sure you get any vacations submitted to the office at least 2 weeks in advance. Preferably more notice would be better. And not so far in advance that we can't do anything with it. So don't tell us about your vacations next year, but a month or two is great. So that kind of leads into the next discussion. So what if you get sick or there's an emergency or something where you can't get there that day? We understand that you may have emergencies, and we will try to help you get your shifts covered, but your shifts are your responsibilities, not the office's. A lot of people think that, oh, I got sick, so now I can't go, and now the office is going to have to cover it. We will assist you, assist being the key word, in finding coverage if necessary. You have access to the company directory and the employee portal we just talked about by going to the website, trustseniorcare.com, clicking on employee login, and then typing the password employee101. We will try to have the same schedule every week for you and try to work with the same caregivers every time. So if your schedule does change, we will notify you. You can also request an update of your schedule anytime. So those are kind of two different topics. But if you do get sick, please call other people to cover your shift. And we can, if you want to call us, say, hey, I'm not feeling well, or I got to be out of town this afternoon because my friend's just got in a car accident, whatever it might be, I don't know. We'll work with you. Just call and let us know what's going on. But remember, at the end of the day, those shifts are your responsibilities, and then we'll keep you updated as your schedule changes. Also, a nice feature is you can go to the website trustseniorcare.com and click on the scheduling icon down at the bottom right hand side of the website to view your schedule anytime, 24/7. You can click on that and see what your schedule is for the next week. To gain access to the online scheduling portal, please call the office and request a username and a password. All right.